Greetings to everyone and greetings to all our viewers. This is Dr. Mopostola / the Spiritual Advocate, and I am here with my gorilla and I would like him to introduce himself.
Thank you, Dr. Mopostola. Thank you, my daughter. It is always a great pleasure to be with you here in our compound.
Yes.
Sure.
So can you please introduce yourself to all the followers? Because I'm sure some of them do not know you, so I would like them to know you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am Dr. Masopa Johanneson Pilo, the resident of Mokotoponi village here in Polokwane under Limpopo province. I'm a Gobela. I'm the chairperson of the African National Leaders Association. And Dr. Mopostola, she's my former initiate. She's now a fully fledged traditional doctor. She's my former initiate. I trained her. I made her. I gave her the knowledge. I have healed her ancestors.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That is true. Thank you so much, Dr. Mpilo. And yes, this is my Govela, and today I came for an interview with him today because I have so many questions that I have regarding Christianity and African spirituality, because there seems to be a lot of debates that's going on. So I wanted to hear from his side, and I wanted to hear his knowledge about Christianity and African spirituality. So Dr. Mpilo, can you please tell us when was Christianity brought to Africa?
Okay, thank you very much. According to the Ethiopian tradition, Christianity first came to the Aksum Empire in the 4th century. Okay. Yeah, when a Greek speaking missionary named who's that man? Frumentius. Whose name was Frumentius, converted King Azim.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's such history, Dr. Mpilo, and would like to know who was the founder of Christianity.
Obviously, as you know, the founder of Christianity was Jesus Christ, Son of God, according to the Bible.
Okay.
And he lived, or he existed about 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
When we count up until today, he lived 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
It has been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
2,000 decades, if you can count.
Yes. Okay, Dr. Mpilo. So, since we know that Jesus was the founder of Christianity, we would like to know the person who introduced the whole Christianity idea in Africa.
Yeah, into Africans at large.
Yes.
Yeah, there was this man called Portuguese Jesus.
Okay.
Portuguese Jesus was the man who introduced the Christianity into Africa as a whole, where our forefathers, where our foremothers, where our four grandfathers and four grandmothers have left their own way of worshipping, which was the tradition in a traditional culture. Then they followed Portuguese Jesus into Christianity, because remember, those guys came to Africa to rob our ancestors, their livestock, their farms and everything through Christianity, because they have taught them that, it's a taboo, while they were lying to our ancestors because they wanted to benefit from them. That is why they came here in Africa with a mirror. Yeah, a mirror, siponi, you understand? And exchange the mirror with our grandfathers. You see, that was an indirect robbery. So our forefathers were uneducated, were not educated, were illiterate, and were how can I put it? Were robbed their stuff through Christianity. Do you get my point?
I understand.
And according to my view, Christianity is a Western way of worshiping. It's not an African way of worshiping. We as Africans, we worship through killing or through slaughtering goats and cows, through using snuff or whatever, tobacco, to speak to our ancestors. And our forefathers and foremothers were living a lifestyle which was pure to them and to their children, were having good things, were receiving good luck from their own way of worshiping, up until the Christianity was introduced into Africans long time ago by this man, Portuguese Jesuits. Yes.
Wow, Dr. Mpilo, wow. That was so informative, and I didn't know all of that information that you mentioned to me today. And I'm happy that I'm learning. But now I would like to know, setso sa borena sa Africa le Christianity, dilo tšeo di a kopana na, because of we can tell you gane jwale rena baso especially re timetše Dr. Mpilo, re timetše a re tsebe pele le morago ka tabe ya gore re a phasa ka mo go na le gore go na le Christianity, bale re nyoko tseo dilo tšeo tše pedi di a kopana na.
Let me tell you the truth. I do not want to offend other believers, but I'm going to say the truth.
Yes.
When talking about Christianity, according to me, I'm seeing this as a scam. I'm not saying it's a scam, but according to me, because we are seeing things in a different eye. Because remember, as I said earlier on, that Christianity, it's a Western way of worshiping, while we Africans are having our own cultural and traditional way of worshiping. So Christianity actually is for Westerns or for whites or for those who believes in it. We Africans, black Africans, our ways of worshiping is to slaughter a goat or to slaughter a chicken or to slaughter a cow or even a sheep, to talk to our ancestors, to ask for rain, to ask for good luck, to ask for good health. You understand what I mean? So if I'm answering you very well, let me say Christianity is for Westerns, not for Africans, because Christianity, frankly speaking, it came into Africa with the Westerns. Do you get my point? So, in short, Christianity and tradition, according to me, is the same. It's only that people are doing it in a different ways. Westerns are doing it in a Western way. Africans are doing it in an African way. You get what I mean?
I understand.
Yes.
So, when we talk about Christianity,
and let me tell you before I forget, the Bible itself doesn't say we mustn't worship our ancestors. It doesn't have a problem with the ancestors. Remember in the Bibles, people, when they were praying, they were calling gods of Abraham, Meshach, Shadrach and Abednego, gods of Jacob, blah, 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 blah. And those people, even now, people are still making reference to them when they are praying. You will hear someone say, oh God, Mudimu waka, Mudimu wa Jacob, Mudimu wa Isaac, Mudimu wa Abraham. And those guys died long time ago, but they are still calling their name. So is it wrong for me to recognize my ancestors, to give reference to my ancestors or of my ancestors who came on earth before me? So that is why I always tell the media that, okay, actually the African tradition will never be taken serious, because we as the Africans or blacks, we are not exalting its name. We are not growing it. We are not magnifying it. We are being deceived, actually. We are even what can I say? We are even not proud of our culture. Instead, we are exalting or magnifying other people's culture, which is Christianity and the Western belief. You get my point.
Wow, Dr. Mpilo, that is so powerful, and thank you so much for that information.
And Dr. Mbosto, let me tell you,
no
one of Africans, especially people with the same color as me and you, can ever be a prophet. Let me put it straight to you. Prophets, frankly speaking, by the way, are only whites, Indians and coloreds, or even Chinese. Those are prophets according to their culture of Christianity, because those guys in the Bible, they were prophets. Do you get my point? Those are prophets. Whites are prophets. Indians are prophets. Coloreds are prophets. Ethiopians are prophets. Indians are prophets, and etc. etc. But African people of the same color of me and you are Izangomas, are Inyangas, are traditionally healers, because our original root or our original culture is that we are Africans and we believe in doing things in an African way. like go pasa. Do you get my point?
Yes.
Like go nchamiro to the koma. Those are African ways of doing things. That is why we are healing people through culture and heritage, through the use of traditional medicines.
Yes.
You get my point?
I understand.
While the Westerns need to process the raw medicines into and modify them into Western medicines. When they come back to you, they come as in the form of tablets. But if you can check the ingredients, they did use what you call the herbs,
The natural herbs that we dig up as traditional healers.
and which we use them as raw as they are, while the Westerns are using them after being modified. So don't be deceived. Don't be robbed. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yes, as the African philosopher, I had to face the reality.
Yeah, I think someone needed to say it, Dr. Mpilo, because I just feel like everyone is just so afraid to tap into this topic and actually be real about it, because we are all hiding behind these ideologies that people are not even sure about, and they don't even have proof to them.
And those pastors, they come to our indumbas at night to
Yes.
seek some traditional help. Mara ga fetsa ya mo go pele ka dieta tsa dintlhana go pele re ska di ngake, but ana le thogola go ntlong a be tse ke nna ke le ngaka. So guys, let's stop deceiving bana ba modimo le badimo mara ba botseng en let. And badimo ba na problem le motho wa kereke le nna ke le ngaka ke le ka mogono he ke nyaka wa kereke tomorrow nka no apara suit le tsa ka tsa dintlhana go pele ka kereke, then ge go ba kereke nga o shipa modimo wa ka ka mo gae. We are not worshiping our ancestors, we are just making reference to our ancestors for whom they are, and we are acknowledging their existence. They are the spiritual existence in our lives.
Same way we acknowledge Abraham.
Le bo Modimo,
Now,
le bo Bra Jesu,
yes,
you know.
I understand.
Yeah,
Now,
no.
Dr. Mpilo. So, like, I would like to also understand that as an African person, there's no way you can work as a prophet. You will need to go through the initiation process, or you can be a prophet only.
Frankly speaking, like I said earlier on, prophets are whites, Indians, coloreds, all those complex people. But we as the Africans, we as the blacks, we are sangomas. People are trying to hide or run away from their original calling into pastors, into prophets. Let me tell you the truth. When now ngwana mo Africa o tsene ke malopo ya thosong and badimo ba ga no ya kerekeng. Thank you, Dr. Mobostola. I'm having a very long queue of patients to attend, because these guys, they don't want reality. They will end up killing me.
Yes.
And you guys must pray for me, because I'm having so many enemies who are even talking nonsense. Like face reality.
You're speaking the truth, Dr.
Yes.
Mpilo. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Mpilo, for making it for this interview, and hopefully we'll be back for another interview with such topics. Dr. Mpilo, will we have you again?
Re a leboga, Dr. Mobostola. A modimo le badimo ba go etelle pele. Ke a leboga. But as for me, nna ke believe go badimo ba ka. Thobela.
Thokozani, re a leboga, Papa.